Shadow of the Tomb Raider is what the title implies, a shadow of one's own image. The shadow is the game's shortcomings. Eidos Montreal was trying to make improvements on what made the previous two installments memorable in the first place, Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider. The first two were made by Crystal Dynamics, which was a completely different developer. Imagine you're making a 3-layered cake. The first 2 layers are done, and you're about to start on the third one, but then your cousin that you only meet during Christmas decides to come in and make the 3rd layer himself. He messes up the icing, the right ratio of flour and yeast, and he makes the layered chocolate instead of strawberry. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the 3rd layer of Crystal's cake. I don't know why it was handed over to another studio, but the transition shows that it wasn't smooth. Instead of forging their own path, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a copy of the previous 2 games with an occasional glimpse of sunshine through its playtime. It's a shame to say that because the game does have great moments layered throughout its runtime. The beginning and end especially are memorable for their set pieces, interesting tombs and puzzles. There are emotional moments that do leave an impact and set a tone for a personal tale of Laura's upbringing and moral state of mind, but they don't revisit it afterward.
I was so worried.
I failed. Worse.
What do you mean?
Dominguez. He has the dagger. I lost it. After everything that my father went through, I gave Trinity exactly what they wanted. He'll use the box and the knife to remake the world.
To remake it into what?
I don't know, he thinks he can rid it of sin and weakness. A man like that, we have to stop him. It's all my fault.
We'll figure it out, okay? I promise.
No. We have to get to the hidden city before Trinity. We have to find the silver box.
Okay, but first, we're gonna help these people get to safety, and then we'll go after the box.
No one is safe! Not if he gets the box first! I have to go! I'm the only one!
You're the only one that can what? You don't know that you caused all this, Laura! Not everything is about you! These people need us here. We can do good now! Besides, what do we gotta go on? A riddle? We're gonna need more than pink fish and silver crowns to get to the hidden city. I'm gonna help these people. And then I'll find us a plan.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider has its pacing issues too, which is sad to see for a single-player action-adventure game. The story becomes convoluted, from what started with a personal story of Laura trying to get artifacts from Trinity, the evil organization in the previous 2 installments, to now trying to save an ancient civilization from the sun's destruction. Yeah, I know. I wish it made sense to me too. The contradictions are brought to head more with a playable flashback sequence when Laura is a kid. I love this part of the game because it gives the player a perspective on how Laura's life was as a child and the impact her parents' death had on her. If the game focused more on Laura, especially for it being the 3rd game in the series, it would have made a lasting impression, made me care more about her decisions and character. Then the game does something strange and almost becomes too much like an open world game. It opens up like Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie, where you can go to different locations in the hub area and complete missions. It breaks the linear nature of the first half of the game and makes it feel like a completely different genre. Oh, you remember Laura's friend that's been in all 3 games? Neither do I, but he's back again, and still not as memorable as ever. I don't want to compare this to the Uncharted series, but when you're trying to make awesome characters, they need to have memorable dialogue and unique characteristics that stand out to the player. Jonah is a one-note character. I wish this game was just a solo adventure for Lara, but Jonah feels like a loose end that is just being carried throughout the adventure. I think if Lara was alone, it would have helped the story too, because her conquest for justice would have been a personal tale instead of a duo adventure. This isn't a shocking criticism for the Tomb Raider franchise, since they've always had trouble with telling a compelling story, but this game does have the best story moments in the series to date. Stealth takes a stronger approach this time for the franchise, with the theme of less is more. There are plenty of new options found in gameplay that don't require gunning down enemies with a machine gun. Mud patches, climbing on trees, and fear arrows are some of the sneaky ways you can kill enemies. It creates a cat and mouse aspect to the games that haven't been present before. This blends beautifully with how gameplay and story can intertwine to create a deeper meaning for the game as a whole. Laura is constantly questioning if she's the bad guy, causing destruction wherever she goes. The gameplay and skills Laura learns throughout her adventure make her the predator that she's scared to become. It's an inner battle that you and Laura have to deal with and come to terms with by the end of the campaign. The best part of the game can oftentimes be the hidden secret throughout the clutter, and that's the challenge tombs. They're more expansive than the previous 2 entries, which makes each tomb feel like its own main level in the game. You have to explore the inside of the tomb before you can even get to the puzzle, which wasn't the case for the first or second game. There's also a story and mystery weaved into the challenge tombs, which makes you want to figure out the origins of each tomb. What stories are there to uncover throughout the old bones, documents, and treasures of the ones who made them centuries ago? Added touches like skills, hunting, and monoliths help expand the game more than just its regular action-adventure format. Skills actually unlock cool abilities that deepen the gameplay rather than just being a simple strength up. Either new ammo types, abilities, and ways to make Laura the Tomb Raider she's destined to be. It's really these added effects that remind me what Tomb Raider is in the first place, an expansion of the single-player action-adventure formula. Sometimes that's all it needs to be, instead of trying to be a story-driven experience that doesn't help itself in the end. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is just that, a shadow of one's self. Thanks for watching.